The HOA tried to fine me $100 a day for installing my own internet. So I sent them a single-page letter, and 3 weeks later the president was ousted, fines reversed, and my internet faster than ever. Oh, and Karen? She didn't expect what came next. Hey, Entitled People fans! If you've ever dealt with an HOA, buckle up. Today's story is chef's kiss satisfying. An HOA Karen tried to ban a resident's private internet because it violated community aesthetics. Spoiler, federal law had other plans. If you love petty tyrants getting humbled, tap that like button, subscribe, and drop "Hi Algorithm" in the comments to feed our little robot overlords. Let's dive in. I moved into a townhouse community last year. Cute place, quiet, and the worst internet I've ever had. The HOA had a bulk deal with a bargain ISP that gave us a whopping 15 Mbps down on a good day. I work remote. I need video calls that don't look like a potato live stream, so I order Starlink. The little pizza box dish nicknamed Dishy. I place it on a pole mount in my fenced patio, fully on my property. I run the cable cleanly, no damage to common areas. Overnight, my internet goes from 1999 dial-up nostalgia to I can actually do my job. A week later, I get a bright orange envelope on my door. Notice of violation. According to the HOA president, let's call her Karen, my unauthorized satellite dish and private internet service were prohibited. The letter claims I must remove it within 72 hours or face 100 per day in fines. I email back politely. The dish is in my exclusive use area. It's under 1 meter. I'm not drilling into common property. And most importantly, FCC rules protect certain antennas, including for satellite and fixed wireless internet. I request clarification. Karen replies with a copy-paste of a landscaping rule and a line that made me laugh. Residents must use the community-approved internet provider. Approved by her. I'd heard about OTARD, the FCC rule that stops
HOAs from banning small satellite dishes and certain fixed wireless antennas on areas
you exclusively control, like your balcony, patio, or a part of your roof that's deeded to you. So I print the rule 47, say firepower, 4000, highlight the parts about no unreasonable restrictions that delay or increase costs or prevent service, and I send a nice attorney-formatted letter. I also ask for the HOA's governing documents and any legal citations for their demand. I'm thinking this'll clear it up. It's literally federal law. 30 minutes later, I get an all-caps response. Karen insists the HOA's architectural committee has final say. I claims my dish is unsightly and says the board voted to ban private providers to keep a uniform look and protect their bulk agreement. Then she forwards a fine schedule with today's date on it. Fines start tomorrow. I ask for minutes of the board meeting where they passed that rule. She says the minutes are internal. So I go full malicious compliance with a side of paperwork. I submit a formal records inspection request under our state's HOA statute. That includes meeting minutes, contracts, and communication with third parties related to internet services. I copy the property manager and the HOA's attorney. Meanwhile, I move the dish to an even less visible part of my patio, run the cable in a neat conduit, and take photos. I show there's no damage to common elements. I highlight OTARD's bit about exclusive use areas and attach a plat map showing my patio is deeded to me. I file a quick complaint with the FCC's consumer portal. Not legal advice, just a personal anecdote citing OTARD interference. I let the HOA know that I've done so. Then the records drop. The ban was never properly voted on. No notice to owners, no quorum. The bulk ISP contract had a clause. HOA shall encourage exclusivity. Not require it, encourage. And guess what? Federal rules generally prohibit exclusive access deals for multi-dwelling units. An email from the ISP rep to Karen and the property manager. If adoption hits 90%, the board receives a community enhancement grant. Translation: a kickback disguised as landscaping funds. I share the docs with neighbors. People are mad. We petition for a special meeting to recall the board. I also send a final letter to the HOA's lawyer. OTARD preempts HOA restrictions. The fines are unlawful, and any further action will be considered willful, violation of federal regulation, and reported. Meeting night. Karen shows up with a binder the size of a toddler. She says the dish is ugly and unsafe. I calmly cite OTARD, the state HOA statute on records, and the lack of a properly adopted rule. I point to the deed showing the patio is mine.
Then I read the ISP email out loud.
The room goes silent. A retired attorney neighbor stands up and says, "We're done." The recall passes with 71% of votes. Karen is removed as president. The new interim board, made up of 3 very caffeinated, very tech-savvy neighbors, votes to rescind all fines, adopt an OTARD-compliant policy, release minutes and contracts to owners, renegotiate the bulk deal as opt-in, not mandatory. The HOA's lawyer later emails me, "No further action will be taken." They also apologize for the misinterpretation of federal law. My dish stays. My internet stays. The HOA revises the landscaping rule to allow small antennas in exclusive use areas with reasonable, non-interfering aesthetic guidelines. The ISP rep, mysteriously absent from future meetings. And Karen? She's now on the social committee, planning the summer barbecue. I offered to bring the satellite-shaped cookies. What would you have done? Drop your HOA horror stories. Below, bonus points if you've outpapered a petty tyrant. If you learned something or this scratched your justice itch, smash that like, subscribe for more entitled people stories, and watch this next tale where an HOA tries to tow a veteran's car and gets a very legal surprise. See you there.